CVM Live. Now it's time to take a look at our major stories. The debate surrounding the Zones of Special Operations Act continues to raise questions about the wording of clauses and the intention of aspects of the Act, as senators still seem some way off from reaching a consensus, despite there being bipartisan support. CVM Live's Joel Kroske will have some more on that story later on in the presentation.
Justice Minister Delroy Chuck detailed to custodes in St. Anne Thursday how the special zones legislation will benefit the country once the bill is passed in Parliament. Nika Lewis tells us more.
According to Justice Minister Delroy Chuck, in effecting the special zones of operation, it will require wisdom on the part of law enforcers and the related social service entities. He explained it will take bold leadership and enlightened leaders to effect this latest tool in the National Security Toolkit.
When it comes, the intention is that they will send the right signal that gunmen must run and must keep running or give up the guns, because we are going to find them wherever you have them. When we go into a community and cordon off that community, the intention is to search that community, every nook and cranny.
Minister Chuck was speaking at the official opening of the St. Anne Parish Justice Centre, which is aimed at promoting restorative justice in the area. He admitted human rights concerns have been considered and will be a priority.
After the security, the JDF and the police secure the area, the custodies with the JPs will be right there, ensuring that the human rights and freedoms of the citizens are protected. And when searches are to be carried out, a JP is likely to be there. And if a person is to be detained, the police will have to convince the JP that this person is suspected. And if the JP disagrees, the man must be released.
But in the event the Justice of the Peace agrees,
if the JP agrees, within 24 hours, that person must be taken before a parish judge so that the parish judge can decide whether or not to grant bail or to release that person.
His intention is wherever there are special zones that human rights be protected. But should breaches occur, as with the allegations by residents in West Kingston in 2010, he said provisions will be made to remunerate or address. He sought to explain features of the legislation.
A single legislative umbrella under which a number of provisions have been put to allow for our security forces to police communities that have been experiencing high level of crime and violence, rampant criminality, gang warfare, threat to law and order, threat to the safety and security of the citizen, that when these zones are cordoned off, that the police has the opportunity to really ensure that it can be restored to decency.
Nika Lewis, CVM Live.
The National Security Minister is making another call for law-abiding citizens to boost the capacity of the security forces. That assistance may not be in the way you're expecting, though, as Irvin Forbes explains.
A suggestion by Minister of National Security Robert Montague for worthy citizens to step up and fill some of the void in crime fighting. Because we have to up the numbers of our security officers. And in addition to that, we are moving to engage the municipal police in the parish councils and private security guards, retired police officers, and licensed firearm holders to assist the police, like doing traffic control, like manning the stations to free up our uniform officers to get them more out on the road. He bemoaned that lawmen cannot effectively take on the criminals because they are operating at 70% of establishment strength. We are operating at 30% below where we are, and calculate at the figures, we are down 3,000 policemen and women for where we are supposed to be. We are supposed to be at 14,000 plus, we are at 11,000 today. And Every year we lose an average of 500 police officers. And we train an average of 550. So we only net in 50 per year. So you calculate how long it is going to take to get us to the 3,000 if we continue the same way that we're continuing.
Clearly, criminals are able to use information about the inadequacies faced by the security force to their benefit, but Minister Montague shrugged off condemnation for giving vital information, explaining that taxpayers must be updated. On another important matter, getting the guns from criminals, the security minister held firm on his position to fully support the Get the Guns campaign, despite the fact that some individuals dislike the initiative. The minister explained, with a cash incentive attached, it's the right non-confrontational approach which can save lives.
We are investing in the Get the Guns campaign, which has resulted in a 31% increase in taking illegal guns off the streets. We assign a price on a gun. Pistol have one price, revolver have another price, machine gun have another price, and one pop have another price. And when you give the police the information, we pay you for the gun. Because I believe that's a better use of taxpayers' money to take up that illegal gun, because that gun, if it can kill one person, is one person too much. And some people say they don't like this campaign because, you know, you're paying criminal to be criminal. Well, it takes a criminal to give me information on a criminal.
Irvin Forbes, CVM Live.
A number of residents and stakeholders in St. James have been voicing their concerns about crime and making suggestions on how to solve the problem. As Nika Lewis reports, a number of persons say they feel safe despite the weeks of bloodletting in the parish.
Despite the violence and crime in Western Jamaica, a number of persons admitted they feel safe in the second city.
I do feel safe, but I still believe that it can be solved.
But how can you feel safe because there's so much crime happening around, so much killing? Tell me that. How you feel safe? You're not worried by it, why?
Maybe because I'm not in the area where the crime is.
But like we see the police and the soldiers should out on the road, regular walk up and down. You know, and we think that could help, but they would keep off and go less place.
Yeah, but with all the killing going on, you feel safe living here?
Yeah, man, I feel good, man. But we just need to walk up and down. Some go up, some go down.
Do you think the crime problem can be solved?
Yeah, man, just work on it with the community people.
Each year I'm coming here, and all the time safety. It's all right. No problem there. See you.
Can't be afraid, we have to go on, you know?
Right.
I don't want any.
Okay. But do you believe that this crime problem can be solved, though?
Yeah, man, it's up to the people, you know, if they make up their mind.
But is there a price tag for safety in Montego Bay?
Indirectly, they don't want to come outside and, you know, do the business. They stay at the house in the hotel itself.
But how about you, though? You live here.
Yeah.
You feel safe moving around?
Means we are in a gated community, and, you know, we are prefer to stay in a gated community. Even it is expensive, but we have to go through it, and that is the thing.
Do you think this crime problem here can be solved?
Until people easily... it's not going to control, man.
In the midst of what some consider a vicious battle with criminal elements in the Western Parish, persons explain how their faith gives them assurance.
I am a Seventh-day Adventist. I don't go places where I don't have to go. And I serve the God of heaven. I'm not afraid of anyone. I don't trouble people. I don't interfere. So why should I be afraid?
Do you think the crime problem can be solved, though?
Yes.
With the guidance of the Almighty, the Creator, the Life Giver, man cannot solve this problem. It's not only Jamaica alone, it's around the world. So let them put that in their pipe and smoke it. It's not only Jamaica, it's all over.
Nika Lewis, CVM Live.
CVM is continuing to keep the focus on the tense situation in Rockfort, where gunmen have been terrorizing citizens. With sporadic shootings in the area, some residents have decided to leave their homes for safer ground. As Damien Phillips reports, lawmen are not limiting themselves to any single solution.
It's known to be a vital component in fighting crime: social intervention. Lawmen going on countless For CVM Live, I'm Damon Phillips.
Despite the urgent need for productivity improvements and the continued growth in the informal sector, according to the Labour Market Reform Commission, change can begin to take root in relevant agencies with almost immediate effect. CVM Live's Joel Crosskill reports.
67.4% of the labour force are reported as having no training. While there are nuances regarding the definition of being trained, the statistic remains startling for a labour force of a little over 1.3 million.
The key characteristics of the labour market in Jamaica: high unemployment, low wages, and increasing job insecurity, derived in large measure due to the periods of no or little growth, was examined by the Labour Market Reform Commission, whose findings were recently shared with an audience of the Planning Institute of Jamaica.
Chief among these long-term trends are the technological changes, especially the digital revolution, the changes in labor relations and job tenure, the involvement of labor across borders, and the opportunities for work over the internet. So that's the long-term trends that we see, even as we focus more on the medium term, those things which are urgent.
Minister of Labour and Social Security Shahini Robinson suggests her ministry should take a leading role in Jamaica's path of economic growth.
And nobody has ever asked me to send somebody who can do anything. They ask for plumbers, they ask for masons, secretaries, administrators.